The Civil War lasted 4 years and killed more than 600,000 Americans, the deadliest conflict in this country's history by a wide margin. The men who fought it lived under conditions that the modern world can scarcely imagine. They marched hundreds of miles in worn-out shoes, slept in mud and snow, ate rations that bordered on starvation, and faced enemy fire that killed by the thousands. Most were ordinary farm boys, factory workers, and clerks, and they survived through a body of practical skill they learned in camp, on the march, and under fire. Here is what the textbooks rarely say plainly. The soldier's survival rested on 100 small skills that turned the difference between coming home and not. Number 11 on this list was the simple practice that kept many men alive when the supply wagons did not come. Number 3 was the skill that distinguished the survivors at the camp fevers that killed more men than any battle. These 20 skills weren't lost because the war ended. They were lost because the men who learned them mostly chose, when they came home, never to speak of those years again. Before we start, hit subscribe. Let us count down. Number 20. The shelter half and the pup tent. Each soldier carried a piece of canvas called a shelter half, and 2 men buttoned theirs together to make a small 2-man tent. The skill of setting it up fast, in any weather, on any ground, was learned early in the war. Number 19. Cooking in the mess kit over the campfire. The soldier carried a small mess kit, and he cooked his rations over the fire in tin cups and pans. The skill of getting a meal out of poor ingredients with limited tools was the daily reality of camp life. Number 18. Hardtack and how to make it edible. The hardtack the Army issued was baked so hard that men called it tooth dullers and worm castles. The skill of softening it in coffee, frying it in bacon grease, or crumbling it into stew turned the inedible into food. Every soldier learned a personal method for making hardtack bearable. Number 17. Coffee is the soldier's lifeline. The Union Army issued coffee, and the men brewed it constantly, often roasting and grinding their own from green beans. A hot cup of coffee was the small, reliable pleasure that made the day possible. Number 16. Foraging from the country. When rations ran short, the soldiers foraged from the country they were marching through, taking chickens, pigs, and vegetables. The skill of finding food on the march was a survival necessity. Number 15. Caring for the feet on the long march. The infantry marched on its feet, and the soldier who could not keep his feet in working order soon dropped out. Toughening the feet, treating blisters early, and keeping socks dry were skills the survivors learned quickly. Number 14. Boiling water against the camp diseases. The camp fevers, typhoid, dysentery, cholera, killed far more men than enemy bullets, and the soldiers who survived often did so because they learned to boil their water, drink only from clean sources, and avoid the polluted creeks below camp. The discipline of clean water saved many lives. Number 13. The latrine pit and basic sanitation. The Army issued strict orders about digging latrines and keeping them away from water sources, but the discipline often broke down. The soldiers who maintained good camp sanitation lived. The ones who did not got sick, and many died. Number 12. Reading the battle and surviving it. The soldier learned to read the flow of a battle, to recognize when a position was about to be overrun, when to take cover, when to move, when to hold. This combat sense was learned only by surviving battles, and the men who developed it were the ones most likely to come home. Number 11. Sharing rations within the mess. When the supply wagons did not come, the men of a small mess group shared whatever they had among themselves, and a soldier who had food fed his messmates as surely as he fed himself. The bonds of the mess kept many men alive through hungry stretches, and the practice was a kind of insurance. Number 10. Sleeping rough in any conditions. The soldiers slept on the ground, in the mud, in the snow, often soaked through and exhausted. The skill of getting real rest under impossible conditions, of falling asleep in minutes when the chance came, was a survival competence that the men learned by necessity. Number 9. Treating wounds with what was on hand. Far from the surgeon, soldiers treated their own wounds and those of their comrades with bandages torn from shirts, water that had been boiled, and the limited medicine available. The skill of stopping bleeding, cleaning a wound, and recognizing the early signs of infection saved lives. Number 8. Letters home and the link to family. The soldier wrote home, and the letters that flowed in both directions were the link that kept him human across years of grim duty. The skill of writing regularly, of keeping the marriage and family alive in words across the long separation, was a real and important practice. Number 7. The friendship of the small unit. The soldier's survival rested heavily on the small unit, the men of his company who knew his name and watched out for him. The friendships formed in war were intense and lasting, and the social skill of being a good comrade was as essential as any practical skill. Number 6. Mending uniforms and equipment. Soldiers carried needle, thread, and a small repair kit, and they mended their clothing, sewed on missing buttons, and patched their gear themselves. The skill of basic repair kept the soldier in usable equipment when no replacement was coming. Number 5. The march pace that did not break the man. The army marched at a pace meant to cover ground without breaking the men, and the soldier learned to walk at the right cadence, manage his pack, and conserve his energy across long days. The skill of pacing was the difference between arriving ready to fight and arriving broken. Number 4. Foraging fuel for the fire. When wood was scarce, soldiers gathered rails from fences, broke up wooden buildings, used anything that would burn. The skill of finding fuel and managing the fire kept the camp warm and the food cooked across the brutal winter campaigns. Number 3. Avoiding the camp diseases. Above the boiled water and the latrines, the soldiers who survived the camp fevers tended to be the ones who avoided overcrowding when possible, kept themselves clean, ate what nutritious food was available, and recognized early symptoms in themselves. The skill of staying healthy in camp conditions was the deepest survival competence of the war. Number 2. Steady nerves under fire. The soldier had to do his job under fire that killed the men beside him, and the steady nerves required were not something a man was born with, but something he developed through experience. The veterans of many battles handled the worst conditions with a kind of professional calm that the new recruits had to learn or die. Number 1. The will to come home. Above all, the soldier who survived the Civil War held a quiet, deep will to come home to his family and his life. That will carried him through marches, battles, illness, and grief, and the men who held on to it across 4 years of war came home to rebuild the country.